So a little reminder for those of you who have never been a part of this Would You Rather segment. It's pretty simple. We pin two players against one another, and this one is perfect for the Montreal Canadiens in this off-season. Our baby boy, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who signs an offer sheet, I think it was $6.1 million. That's a lot of cash, baby, for our baby boy that is now a Carolina Hurricane. And we pin him against the player that we swapped, that first-round pick that we received from Carolina Hurricanes, in Christian Dvorak from the Arizona Coyotes, who is now a member of the Montreal Canadiens. We spoke about him at the top of the show. But now, in the context of Would You Rather, I pose you this question, Alex and Justin. Would you rather Jesperi Kotkaniemi or Christian Dvorak? And you can take this any which way that you want. And again, for those of you who may be listening on YouTube or wherever you are, be sure to post your answer to us as well. So, who wants to start?
Alex does.
Yeah, I can start. I just want to say also, before I get into it, to everyone who was pissed at Kotkaniemi for signing the offer sheet, you're absolutely insane. For a guy like this, you cannot turn down this money when the potential might not be there to make that money in the future. So just wanted to call those people up. Obviously, I think everyone's going to have the same answer. I could be wrong, but I would pick Dvorak. I think Kotkaniemi's kind of displayed that he won't be reaching that potential. Not that he won't be a decent player, but I think Dvorak and him will top out around the same level of talent. Dvorak's locked up on a longer-term contract, fits in with our team now better, I find, and kind of fills in a bit of that hole that Phil Deneau has left. So yeah, I'd take Dvorak any day. I think he has some untapped offensive potential. I know we've seen players leave Arizona and explode. Max Domi, for example, he's regressed a bit now, but I think there's some aspect of playing in Arizona that might kind of weigh down on players and take that joy out of it, I guess. He doesn't seem like the most emotional guy, so I don't know if he'd off the Montreal crowd, but it is different playing in the Bell Center. And yeah, I could see him having some good potential with guys and having a really good year. And I'd pick him any day over Kotkaniemi.
Okay, pretty definitive for Alex. Justin, what about you?
Yeah, for me, it's really a question of like the safe, less flashy versus like the gamble that could turn into something like special. Because Kotkaniemi, I think, has an insane shot when he is able to get it off, has amazing vision when he's able to see it, and he's a great passer and stuff, but I mean, he just hasn't been able to put it together so far in his very, very short career, which is 3 seasons long, and he's still 21 years old, or he's either 20 or 21. I guess he's 21 now. But yeah, I mean, right now I definitely pick Dvorak. I think for the Habs, he just fits better right now, since we're just coming off a Stanley Cup final appearance and going for a repeat. But yeah, I mean, if you would ask me this 2 months ago when we still had Kotkaniemi, I'd be like, I'm picking Kotkaniemi. I believe in him in the future, and like he's gonna become this crazy center. But now we don't have him. Like, well, fuck the guy. Like, let's go with Dvorak.
Imagine this question after the Game 6 OT win.
Yeah, exactly.
Against Toronto,
dude. That's the thing, like that's why it's so it like when he got offer sheeted, I was so pitted because I don't know, like when you have like these young kids, you're like you just like feel connected to them, and they have all these like big moments like in the playoffs. It's tough to say goodbye, but I think the Habs are in a better spot, at least right now, with Christian Dvorak.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree with you guys. And we might get roasted here. There's going to be a lot of people that, Jesperi Kotkaniemi is the better player. You should have matched it. And I can understand those arguments. The only thing is that for now, when you look at the stats and what the Montreal Canadiens needed, Dvorak is definitely the better player right now. Down the line, I can see this being potentially hurtful, but hindsight is always 2020. Like, are you really going to sign Jesperi Kotkaniemi and affect the contracts of a Nick Suzuki, a Cole Caulfield by signing at 6.1? And what is the extension going to look like? You know, some may argue that you could have gotten a lower figure afterwards once you give him that trust. But what if he's a complete bust? You know, like in this season, and you just paid him 6.1 and Nick Suzuki dominates. Like, what do you tell Nick Suzuki? Like, I'm going to pay you 7? No chance. Here you keep the hierarchy and in terms of like prove what you're worth first. I'm happy for the kid. He got paid. I have his jersey. Like, I hate to see him go. You know, like we followed him. He was you know, the second coming of Victoria Smete at the time when he came in, when he was, you know, only 18 years old. He got 34 points. He had flashes of brilliance. Like, don't get me wrong, but within this context, and a lot of people are going to say like you should have signed him before so that there was no chance. I just don't think we have all the information. Given that, I would still take Christian Dvorak today. It might hurt us in the future, but with that, I think that's the answer that we on the panel of the No Respek podcast will give. Let us know your thoughts. Again, it's different, you know. Montreal Canadiens now go into the season with Ryan Poehling as maybe a fourth line, third line center. Well, not third line because we got Jake Evans, but you know, it changes the dynamic for sure. And Jesperi Kotkaniemi with a Christian Dvorak and a Nick Suzuki would have been great, but we don't have that right now. So we're gonna wrap up the show for today. So stick with us and just make sure to give us your comment on this particular Would You Rather, and we'll be right back after this.